Hi, welcome back to the mat and welcome to Pyjama Yoga Club. My name's Jess. If we haven't met before, I do things a little bit different, you might notice. So there's no lycra. This is about rolling out of bed and having a practice before the day gets started. So I have a lovely community of women that join me at 6:30 a.m. on the mat, and we practice together for just 30 minutes. But this morning it's an even shorter practice than that. So it's 6:10, and I thought I would share with you just one posture before I get ready to teach the class. Today we're going to focus on downward dog. Downward dog can be a challenging posture for some people, so you do need to have a fair amount of strength in the body, but also this is a posture that comes up time and time again in most yoga classes. So these videos are all about helping you to build confidence and knowledge so that you can go along to a class and feel comfortable with your own practice. You do not have to look like the person next to you. You don't need an expectation of how things are going to look. Instead, I would prefer you to think about how things feel and really enjoy the practice and getting to know your body. And over time, of course, you're going to build strength, you're going to build flexibility, but meet yourself where you are now. Don't try and jump ahead. So let's take a moment to arrive. Just find your space, relax the shoulders. You might want to close down the eyes. And I always start the practice with a moment of gratitude. So take a moment, and that might just be gratitude for your body, for the fact you can be on the mat today, for your breath, for this time. And then think about how you want to show up for yourself today. So what's important in your practice? Set that intention. Maybe it's just to learn, maybe it's to slow down or to move your body mindfully. And once you've set your intention, just starting to lift the gaze. And we're going to bring ourselves, first of all, into a tabletop position. So if you come onto hands and knees, and you're going to spread your fingers nice and wide. It's just one posture today, so we're going to set ourselves up, have a play, and it's only going to take a few minutes. Push your fingertips into the ground. So notice if all of your weight is in the heel of the hand, start to play with pushing your weight into the fingertips, and you're almost gripping into the mat. So you can tuck your toes, and now when you're ready, you're going to gently start to lift the hips up towards the sky, and I'm going to start to look up towards my belly or my knees. So by tucking my head underneath the body and starting to look up, I'm creating a long line from my hips down to my hands. So if you notice that your legs are really tight, really simple option here is just to bend into the knees. So you can pedal out the feet, you can bend the knees one at a time, just to start to get a little bit more space. But if that feels too much for you, just gently bending into the knees as much as you need to. And just think about the space that you're creating through the shoulders and the arms. If you notice that you're curving into shoulders, so if you're in this position where actually your shoulders are sitting further over your wrists and then your hips are coming further down, you're pushing your body backwards, and maybe that is bending the knees. And as you do that, your arms are going to start to extend and your shoulders are essentially coming down towards your ankles. So you're allowing your shoulders to start to drop down towards the ground. So again, if you notice the legs are tight, give them a pedal. And you won't want to stay there too long. So in the beginning, take a few breaths and then maybe come back down to tabletop. Just check in with how everything's feeling. You can take a little rotation. So it might be just that you're lifting up into your downward dog, you're taking a breath. Notice how it feels. If the arms start to feel really strong here, just stay for a breath and then come down. Again, breathe, release it. Your breath is really important. If you're not breathing, your body is telling you it's not happy and comfortable where it is. So notice when you push up, try to push up on your exhale and try to take a full, relaxed breath. So full breath in and out, but it's soft, it's not forced. And again, when you're ready to come down, have a little rest. Remember the basics, so fingertips are pushing into the ground. As you push up, your gaze is coming up towards the knees or the belly. The arms are long and the legs are bent as much as they need to be. You can start to push the heels down towards the ground, but don't expect them to be close. Again, all of our bodies are different, so you might notice you've got a big gap between the mat and the heels. Absolutely fine. Use that little pedal out to see if you can bring one down at a time. And when you're ready to release it, let's bring ourselves back down to the mat. And if you've been there for a little while, you might notice now that you need to roll out the wrists. So sit back on the heels, roll out the wrists, or come into a full seat. So you might want to bring the legs out in front of you. And that's it for today. So the whole point of these videos, like I say, is to learn a little bit each time, and then you can practice that now. So now that you know the alignment cues, you know where you're looking, you know how the body needs to feel, you can practice your downward dog. Another top tip would be that if you're not sure if your posture is safe, so if you do feel like you're rolling into the shoulders and you're not dropping the shoulders back into that triangle shape, set up your phone, take a video of yourself so you can watch back and go, okay, I can see where my body is shifting forward. So it's really helpful to be able to see the posture just to make sure that your alignment is going to be safe, but ultimately you do not need to look like anyone else. So if your body doesn't look exactly like my body, that's not a problem at all. But what you want is to make sure that you're going in the right direction so that your arms are long, you've got that line from hips down to your hands, and then your legs as bent as they need to be. So try to take away the expectation that your legs are going to be straight, and all of a sudden you might notice then that your upper body comes into alignment. So have a play, let me know how you get on in the comments, and I'll see you again for another video. Don't forget to subscribe so that you can learn more postures as we go through this. And I want to say thank you for you being here today. Thanks for taking the time. And of course, we'll come back, take a moment of gratitude for body and breath and for the time and the space that we've been able to share today. Have a wonderful rest of the day. I'll see you again in the next video. Namaste.